On the breaking news we brought you regarding Cristiano Ronaldo, let's cross live to our chief correspondent, Kaveh Solokol, who's in Orlando at the Club World Cup for us. Kaveh, it's as you predicted, of course. He is staying at Al Nassr. What more can you tell us?
Yeah, we told you yesterday that he was very close to agreeing to sign a new contract with Al Nassr, and Al Nassr have just announced that that contract has been signed. They've released some pictures of Cristiano Ronaldo signing his contract, and there's also a video of him walking along a beach filmed from behind him, and then he turns to the camera and he says Al Nassr forever. Now, this new contract that he signed is a 2-year contract which will keep him at Al Nassr until 2027, when he will be 42 years old. We're being told that he feels at home in Saudi Arabia. He wants to stay there for as long as possible. Of course, he joined Al Nassr in January 2023 after he left Manchester United in quite acrimonious circumstances, and his Al Nassr contract was due to run out on Monday. Now, it's been left until the last minute. I think these kind of negotiations always go to the wire, because I imagine both sides were trying to get the best deal possible. Regarding his wages, it is a closely guarded secret in Saudi Arabia how much he earns, but he is generally regarded as being the best paid player in the world. And when I've spoken to people in Saudi Arabia and put it to them that he's on wages of around 200 million euros a year, which is 170 million pounds a year, which is around 3.2 million pounds a week, I have not been steered away from those figures. I think he really is the best paid player in the world. I think the only other player who comes close to him is probably Lionel Messi. He's got this contract with Inter Miami, and he earns obviously a lot on top of that because of the commercial deals he has with the MLS and Inter Miami. But just getting back to Cristiano Ronaldo, I think the reason he's decided to stay in Saudi Arabia, obviously the financial aspect of it, but also the sporting aspect, because if you remember earlier this month, he was in very good form for Portugal as they won the Nations League in Munich, and he's got his eyes on the prize of the World Cup next year here in the US, and he still feels that by playing for Al Nassr next season in the Saudi Pro League, he will be in good enough condition to play for Portugal in the World Cup. One other thing to tell you about as well is I'm also being told that he likes life in Saudi Arabia so much that he's also considering making sports investments in the kingdom.
Goodness me. Well, like you say, and I can think of 170 million reasons as to why you perhaps would stay at Al Nassr. I mean, look, just explain to those people who are just joining us why he isn't playing where you are right now in the Club World Cup then.
Well, Al Nassr didn't qualify for the Club World Cup, but obviously there was this special transfer window at the start of this month where he could have moved to a club who are playing in the Club World Cup. There were quite a few clubs who were interested in signing him, but at the end of the day, he was not able to agree a deal to play for one of those clubs. I think Cristiano Ronaldo, being Cristiano Ronaldo, he would only want to sign for a club who had a good chance of winning this competition. I think it would have been a dream come true for FIFA if he had decided to sign for a club who were playing here, because they've got Lionel Messi. They wanted Cristiano Ronaldo as well. One club he could have moved to, of course, would have been Al Hilal, who were Al Nassr's rivals in Riyadh. We were covering one of their games a few days ago, and speaking to the people at Al Hilal, they were a little bit bemused about how we in the Western media, as they called us, had got away with this story of the possibility of him moving to Al Hilal, because they said Al Nassr is a very, very proud club, and they would not want their star player moving to their big rivals. One other thing to tell you about Cristiano Ronaldo as well is, at the moment, he's on 938 career goals, and he wants to get to 1,000. I wouldn't bet against him getting another 62 goals for Al Nassr and Portugal over the next 2 years. We've just had a quote from him as well about his new contract. He says, "A new passion begins the same passion, the same dream. Let's make history together. Al Nassr forever.
It's remarkable, really, to think that he will, be 42 by the end of that contract. You know, you wonder whether they could have just given him a year's deal, but they've actually given him 2 years. I wonder whether he wants to go on to playing till he's 45.
Well, I think whenever he's been asked about retirement, he has dismissed it out of hand. He says that's a long way away. I still feel really good. I still feel my form is great. If you look at the pictures of him, he's been very active on social media recently, posting shirtless pictures of him in the gym with his son. He still looks in great shape. Obviously, everyone knows that he's very proud of his physique and he looks after himself. But I just get the feeling that Cristiano Ronaldo loves football so much that he's going to carry on and on and on. And obviously, Al Nassr love him, Saudi Arabia loves him as well, and he enjoys living there. And there's been talk even that he may invest in a Saudi Pro League club. So I think even after 2027, Cristiano Ronaldo's association with Saudi Arabia is going to go on and on, especially because they're hosting the World Cup in 2034.
And that's exactly where he wants to be, isn't it? He wants to be playing for Portugal at that club, at that World Cup, I should say. Calvi, it's been brilliant to talk to you, as always. Thank you for joining us to give us more on the Cristiano Ronaldo story.